Yes, y'all. Welcome in to episode 88 of the Dumb Marks podcast. Gentlemen, what's going on?
All right,
Living life, we good?
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah, Donald, you look like you ready for you ready to get into the shits today.
Yeah, I got on my Jurassic Park hat. My Dr. Alan was it Dr. Alan Grant?
Alan Grant, you got the claw with you?
No, I don't. No, I don't have that.
And then that's a great scene when he just goes to the kid and he's like, "She here?" It's like she's here, and all your insides will fall out. This little 8-year-old kid scared to death. No, everybody's good. Mental health's good. We're coming up on the end of Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm loving what I'm seeing from all platforms across the board, bringing a ton of awareness. You know, from us jokers that are, you know, nothings in the podcast world yet, all the way up to the tippy tops of the worlds, whether it's, you know, Brian Clark and the Pivot, Joe Budden, all those guys. Shout out to everybody in between that's brought a lot of awareness to mental health this month. It's greatly appreciated for those of us that do deal with it on a regular basis. So, all right, where we at? Let's get into it. Straight into it. I'm ready to go.
Well, I have a little story time from Donald, baby. So this week, rough week at work and that stuff. So come home, shower up, you know, did everything. So going to my room and I'm wondering, man, why do my stuff itch? I was like, I just took a shower. Like, how is this even possible? So go back in the shower. I mean, not go back in the shower, but go into the bathroom, take off the boxer briefs. And I'm looking at my boxer briefs and seeing there was a dryer paper thing still stuck into my boxer briefs. It looked like a feminine pad. So I was like, that's why my stuff was itching. I completely forgot to take the dryer sheet out of my boxers into the laundry itself. Was like,
so all right. I got a couple questions. I wasn't expecting us to be starting off here today, right? You know, Jay, I appreciate the question of the week that Jay brought last week, and I'm like, oh, Jay's gonna bring this every week. It's gonna be a nice little contribution. He's gonna have something on his own to do, and he looks like Dopey over there right now.
Headache, man.
Yeah.
Donald's ready to hunt. Jason looks like he got kidnapped.
That's typically how it goes. Yeah, that bright light, the wellness plan for Jay, you don't get a check mark on that today. You get an X because it is darker than shit there.
You don't know how many times I walked in and out of this room. My natural instinct is, even if the TV's too bright, my natural instinct is to get up and turn the light off. Even if the lights are off. That's my natural instinct. So every time I walked into this room, I hit the light switch. Damn, I got a paw. Went back out, walked back in, hit the light switch. Damn, I got a paw. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just put this soft gray on YouTube. Let it light the room up.
You got the white noise going. You got the channel 3 after midnight way back in the day. It's just the black and white static illuminating the room.
Yes. I need a heavy dose of Tylenol right now.
So Donald, did you specifically put the dryer sheet in the drawers and then throw it in the dryer, or was it you just put the dryer sheet in the dryer and through the tumble cycle it got into the drawers?
Yes, the second option. I just threw it in there and it was there. I mean, it was perfectly formed right in that area.
Did it feel a little weird putting them on? Like when you slide them up the leg, you get like.
It did a bit, but I was just like, you know, it might be some nothing. So I didn't even worry about it.
It might be like an old pair of Hanes that are getting towards the end of their life cycle. A little scratchiness where, you know, like, as guys. Listen, guys, for the most part, guys buy underwear when there's holes in them. So as we get down, we can tell by the softness around there, like, all right, I need a new pack of drawers because these are about to hole up.
It was like that, yeah.
So you just felt like, all right, it's, you know,
but then
I might need to go get some new Hanes.
Yeah, but then walking from the bathroom to my bedroom and that stuff, I was like, yeah, this is a little extra. I'm like, what's going on? So, you know,
You said-
a man with my thinking, you know, I'm always to the extreme. I'm like, oh man, I caught something.
I was gonna say you had a bad Tinder experience. You got Bumble burn. You got Bumble burn.
I was like, I caught something. I was like, no, I couldn't have. So I was like, man, let me investigate. So did the investigation, and that's what I came up with. I was like, the drive sheet stuck in there. I was like, are you kidding me?
At least it was a quick investigation.
Yes, it was.
The inspection was over real fast.
Yeah. No testing needed.
Yeah. You didn't have to get on the doc chat and zoom in the doctor. Like, hey, doc, look at this.
It doesn't, you know it doesn't start there. It starts with that WebMD Google search.
The WebMD, yes, it does. It's WebMD, and then after that, it's the PCP. You're like, damn, dog, something happened.
Oh, hashtag Bumble burned. That'd be a new thing.
I might go in and change the episode title right now.
Yeah, switch that over. Bumble burn. There you go. Oh man, that's tremendous.
Yeah. So that was my little scare of the day, scare of the week.
Yeah, luckily I've never. Thank God I've never had any types of those scares because it can be rough out there for you. I was Chris, you're talking about changing the title of the episode. I was thinking, if we're gonna rebrand the show, we might as well call it "Married with Single Friends." And we can just run with that.
Nice.
I was in the shower yesterday with this, you know how most people say you do the best thinking whenever you're either on the toilet or in the shower, right? That's when the most ideas come to you. That's why Plato's sitting there with his hand like this, because he's taking a shit. But I'm like, oh, Married with Single Friend. I had like 7 shirt ideas popping in my head, running with that slogan that would be perfect and would sell out quickly. So we might get those into production here soon. Because
hey, we were talking about the Married with Children reboot coming up. You know, people will do
Married
something with
Single
that.
Friends, yeah. Right? Absolutely. We got anything else for the intro?
I just have 2 gaming things. First one, EA is looking to sell or merge with a company. So this is shocking news that came out. They said that they've been in talks with Amazon, Apple, Disney, and NBC Universal.
You know, and here's my conspiracy theory as to why they're looking to do this. NCAA football is too expensive for them to do by themselves. Name, image, likeness.
True.
They need a backer so they can, because they got to pay royalties for the stadiums, they got to pay royalties for the players and everything else, right? So to get all that, you need a money guy. It's no different than wrestling carnies back in the day trying to get the money guy to funnel the funds in. So they need somebody to back them so they can put out NCAA.
Yeah, it's probably to boost their image too, because they've been really bad with microtransactions and stuff. They've been thrown through the dirt big time.
It's gonna be out of the world once they merge with somebody else.
And then Sony and Microsoft said they have no interest in them. So
we better get NCAA.
Right now.
Like I'm not playing. We better get it because I've waited almost a decade for that game, and it's finally announced that it's going to come back around.
14 was the last one, so that was 2013.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Denard Robinson, right? Michigan was the last cover.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I need that.
So you said Microsoft and Sony are not interested.
Yep. Right now.
What if like Facebook or Amazon or Google or Netflix became interested and that just became like, part of the streaming only package? Like
it could happen.
Yeah.
It definitely could happen. Mm-hmm. And then second game of news yesterday, PlayStation announced that their Sony State of Play will be held next Thursday, June 2nd at 6:00 Eastern. So this is the big showcase that everybody wanted back in March. So if officially,
it better deliver because they bumped it out. So if they put up some bullshit and it's going to be like, all right, you guys had how many months in between, and this is what you're delivering.
Yeah, I think this is their big one for the summer with the next coming batch of games coming out for the next couple years. So this will be interesting, including the PlayStation VR 2. That's going to be announced too.
When's E3?
Any rumors as far as what may be announced or shown as far as gameplay is concerned?
Chris, for your question first, E3 is non-existent anymore because all the companies are doing their own thing now.
Okay.
Yeah, so E3 is completely gone. They do have a Summer's Game Fest that's almost like E3, but on a lower tier. So a lot of like independent companies do that one.
Yeah, the forbidden door in the gaming world has been slammed shut.
Mm-hmm. Steve, for your question, I know The Last of Us 2 remake is, The Last of Us remake is supposed to be a big one. They said Final Fantasy 16 is going to be another huge one that they're coming out with, and they got a couple other surprises. They're talking about God of War, longer gameplay. What's the other one they're talking about? I forgot.
We getting Resident Evil DLC?
The what?
We getting Resident Evil DLC?
They said coming soon. I just keep seeing it coming soon with that. Or they might officially announce Resident Evil 4 remake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like on their platform is the DLC for Village, Resident Evil 4 remake, Resident Evil Revelations 3. Those are the big ones for Resident Evil that are in the wind.
Don't get me wrong, I love a remake, but how many times do you want to remake it? Like, I feel like I just
what are you going to change? Like, what are you going to switch up to just label it a remake instead of putting out a brand new game?
I mean, the graphics will be better. They're just going to update the graphics, but
for 4?
Is that what they're going to do for 4?
You talk about Resident Evil 4? They talk about they might introduce more so it could be compared with the story now. So they're adding content in so they can so it can line up more with the story going on now. Yeah. See, I don't like that.
Give you a cut
when games go back and forth like that.
Yeah, you added director's cuts now to video games. That's what they're doing.
Steve, another one is SOCOM. They talk about SOCOM and make a comeback.
Can I get a free headset?
Yeah. Need that headset for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's about it. So I will be all in tune ears next Thursday for that.
Maybe go on Twitch as they're announcing it and put some content out there for it. No, there you go.
They'll do a live stream.
There you go. Do a live stream with the announcement. Break it down. Get some. We gotta get some action over there on the Twitch page.
What time are you going live?
Get some of those Smash Brother reveal reactions.
Oh my god! I can't believe it's out.
Those oh my gods, bro. They they're on rival, part of the course with any oh my god that Joey Styles or JR or anybody else is giving. Caprice Coleman from Wednesday night. Add those into any wrestling montage and they'd fit right in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's about it for the gaming world.
Chris, you got anything for intro?
So I saw something this week and I wanted to bring it up to you guys because looking back when we were younger, Publishers Clearinghouse was a big thing. Always commercials, kind of like around the big check. Yeah.
Big check.
So the big check, when you're thinking back to Publishers Clearinghouse when we were kids, there was a celebrity that you might think of that was involved, maybe. Who was the one delivering the big check?
Was that Ed McMahon from Star Search? Yes.
What if I told you that Ed McMahon was never affiliated with Publishers Clearinghouse? That you're completely wrong. That he was like he never delivered the big check. Was never in any commercials or anything.
Wasn't he with something else though?
Okay, so you're already on track. So yeah, so everybody always talks about their affiliation with Ed McMahon to Publishers Clearinghouse, but he was never a part of it. Apparently, he was part of American Family Publishers or something like that, which was like Publishers Clearinghouse. And even Publishers Clearinghouse had like a likeness of Ed McMahon on their envelopes. But he was never in any commercials, never delivered any big checks. And I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, did I just
So my childhood's a lie? Like
it's a lie. That's what I'm saying.
You always got random dudes with it and like a check and then some streamers. It was never. Never.
So that's like you'll see like people will put up reactions to like movie clips in that where you think the line is said one way or the scenes played out one way, and we always remember it as being that way when actuality it never was that way. Period. We were all Leonardo DiCaprio in what was it with the spinner Inception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's called the Mandela effect because apparently like some people think like Mandela, died in jail instead of whenever he died in 10 years ago, and it's just like so they're thinking I was like like looking back like I always think Ed McMahon to Publishers Clearinghouse.
Absolutely,
yeah, just had it wrong the whole time.
I still believe there's a Sinbad Shazam movie, but maybe that's just my.
Wait, Sinbad instead of Shaq?
I was gonna say, I remember Shaq.
No, Sinbad had a genie movie too.
He did. Did he? Did he?
He says he doesn't. The internet says he doesn't. In my mind, he does.
I thought he did.
That's all right. So now I got to swipe away my Barry Horowitz because I was proud of myself for the Ed McMahon reference, and it was never true in the first place.
Crazy, right? like if I was sitting back, I would sit there and think in my mind, like I remember those commercials.
Maybe it was.
I did too. Mm-hmm. I remember playing the games and all that stuff. Like, oh, I'm smart. I got this right. Not knowing it was a big scam to sell magazines.
Childhood was a lie, man.
It was. That's the 90s for you, boy.
Yeah.
That's the late 80s and 90s for you.
All right. Well, that was a hell of an intro. We covered a lot there.
I got one.
Well, you got one. You got something.
The Publishers Clearinghouse.
I want to continue. This is a big FU to whoever crashed the Oreos Ritz mashup website. I hate you.
Did you try to go on and buy those?
I did.
Why?
They only produce 1,000.
Oh, so you was one of those people trying to get it in.
No, I just wanted to see what they were like.
Oh.
Look, you're the skinniest dude on the show, but you're the biggest fat kid at heart, and I love you for it. I absolutely love you for it. Like, it makes me feel comfortable being the chubby guy. That somebody as skinny as you is more fat than I am. But
You live vicariously through me.
The fact that you were racing to the internet like they were the Jordan 13s.
I wasn't racing.
Ritz and Oreos mashup.
I wasn't racing.
You thought it was 5.
It dropped at 12. I logged on at 12:20. Like, let me see what they're talking about.
Jay was texting family members like my brother-in-law does. Yo, use this code and log into this sneaker app so I can get in here and let me know if you win these shoes. Jay was sending out, yo, let me know if you get the win for this Ritz Oreo mashup so I can come collect my cracker cookies.
They
were free. You only just had to pay like $3.75 for shipping.
Okay. Yeah, they were free.
Yeah, free.
Yeah, they were free.
Yeah, until you get a subscription of magazines that show up for the next year. All right, that's the bell. All right, so heavy AEW Double or Nothing week going on. But before we get into the week that was in AEW, as well as breaking down the pay-per-view for tomorrow night with our predictions and that, I want to touch on conspiracy theory, right? A couple of weeks ago, I said the whole Sammy proposal to Pam was a work. And that was the long play to get Sammy to be a heel with Ty and everything else, right? Well, I've come up with another one. Stephanie McMahon stepped down because she couldn't get ticket sales to where they need to be for Allegiant Stadium for Money in the Bank. And that's the reason why she left WWE. Because rumor was she's not good at certain aspects of her job. And one of those jobs is sales and promotion And given the fact that WWE announced that they are moving venues from Allegiant to MGM Grand, this was her way to save face and kind of step down from the company after what is a tremendous debacle in an area where you would never think WWE would drop the ball, and that's selling out stadiums for pay-per-views.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'd put the blame on Nick Khan before I put it on Steph. He's the
It's
one.
It's not in Nick Khan's job title.
Who thought to run Money in the Bank in Allegiant Stadium?
Nick Khan. This was the stadium shows is a Nick Khan thing.
And you already know they were going to put half of it. What was it going to be? Half of the stadium?
Yeah.
Not for Money in the Bank.
Yeah, you should. Because it would look weird regardless when you cut off half the stadium for.
I mean, is live events part of Stephanie's job title? Because she's the chief brand
promotion
officer,
and ticket sales is.
Because there
from what I saw as part of her job duties, and the rumors and the tea leaves were, there was an all hands on deck powwow after she had stepped down, and part of the reason why and the new game plan would be with this venue debacle and having to change and refund tickets and everything else. She kind of stepped back due to that situation.
I mean, what more could you do? You slapped Cody in the stadium. That was enough.
It's so like when Triple H was running, was whenever he was running as the head of talent, live events were his job description. But I know the past few years, just job titles and shit's gotten kind of all moved around and changed. So I really, now the rumor is Jeff Jarrett's coming in to run live events.
He did sign with WWE. They did not announce what his specific title would be, but it is not as a producer. It is as a higher office level position. So that would make sense. Devon Dudley is also coming back into the fold with WWE again. Don't know what his title is. Yeah, not sure what his title is, but coming back in maybe to do the live because NXT is starting to tour live in Florida this summer. So yeah. So enough of my off the wall conspiracy theory with it.
It's an interesting take.
When you really step back and look at it, right? Nick Khan, since he came in the door, has really, I don't want to say weaseled, but he's gotten to the point where he is Vince McMahon's right-hand man for majority of the stuff that happens business-wise with the company.
He's pretty much the day-to-day guy.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, who were those people? Hunter and Steph.
Conspiracy.
What has happened since Nick Khan has come in? Hunter's NXT is gone, and Stephanie's now stepped away from the company.
There were dual like vice presidents before that were kind of Vince's right-hand guys too, and them leaving kind of opened up the door for Nick Khan to come in. But
that's a conspiracy. Nick Khan set him up. You don't put Money in the Bank in a stadium, in a football stadium.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Well,
No.
I mean, it's a big four pay-per-view. What do you mean?
Taking Big Five.
Well, it was supposed to replace Survivor Series as the Big Four. Survivor
Yeah,
Series
it was.
Mm-hmm. That's what all this promotion was. The year-long build for Money in the Bank was this stadium announcement. We got this announcement last year.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised whenever they announced it last year that they were going to put it in the stadium.
So when you couple this with the fact that Clash at the Castle hasn't sold out yet, and they're worried about ticket sales over there, regardless of all the hype and innuendo that they sold out X number of seats in 24 hours, that has died off, and they haven't been able to sell anything over there now for that event. Projecting it forward, what's going on with WWE? Like, are we going to see this? For me, WrestleMania and SummerSlam are safe. I don't think no matter how bad you botch it, people are going to go, especially Mania. Mania is untouchable. It's the Super Bowl of pro wrestling. It will never not sell out. Like that's just that is what it is.
Yeah,
right?
it is. Mm-hmm.
It's its own event. It's its own World Series, World Cup game. Anything you want to equate to it as far as championship level, always going to sell out. It's going to sell out. To me, SummerSlam is safe. I don't think they will have any issue selling out SummerSlam because they've not that it's on the same par as Mania, but it's their 1A and 1B shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't know if you're going to be able to sell out any stadium for any other pay-per-view that they run.
No.
Not counting Crown Jewel. That's completely different.
Rumble sometimes. Or, well, Rumble doesn't do big stadiums, but...
They've done like the baseball stadiums.
Yeah,
baseball, yeah.
They did the Alamo Dome that one time.
I think Rumble with the build could do it. Survivor Series,
Survivor Series, no, I don't believe so. Mm-mm.
It's not every month event is that big of a deal, and I think that was kind of short-sighted on their end, thinking that hey, it's WWE, people are just going to come just because, and that proved wrong.
And it could be just people WWE burned out, like wrestling burnout. I'm one of those people.
And I saw the old inflation and gas prices and plane ticket prices and everything else, and that's why they're not. And I'm like, come on now,
the people going.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe people local, like that are around Vegas, are going to go, but maybe because times are tough, maybe something is like people wouldn't do their vacation destination.
I mean, Vegas, we know this, and this goes back to whenever AEW first announced that they were going to Vegas. Everybody said they're not going to be able to sell out there. Vegas is not, it's not a wrestling hotbed. It's not one of those cities that does well. WCW did it a couple times back in the day, but even then it was like, how many of those ticket sales were actually real ticket sales versus here's the casinos giving comps to your high rollers and everything else so that they were filling stuff in.
I mean, I think every promoter has tried to make Vegas, a hub. And like you said, it just doesn't work.
But AEW, they're going back there for their third year and they've sold out 3 years in a row.
What did they sell out?
So I'm not sure what the setup was for this year's Double or Nothing as far as capacity and where they're at, because they changed where they were initially from what they ran the first year, right? The first year they ran, was it the MGM Grand they ran the first year when they sold out?
I think it's just been MGM Grand each time.
I thought they're somewhere else this year.
They're in MGM for Double or Nothing.
So I'm not sure the configuration, Jay, to know what the capacity of it is.
You don't think Money in the Bank can sell out MGM Grand?
Oh, you're right. They're a T-Mobile.
Yeah, see, they changed.
So they're in a bigger venue.
Bigger venue.
Yeah, they were in T. I think they were in T-Mobile last year too. I'm not saying WWE won't sell out MGM Grand for Money in the Bank.
Last year was still in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, that's right, because of the pandemic was still going on.
Year before, it was MGM Grand the first year.
Grand the first year, right? Okay. No, it's not that they won't sell out the MGM Grand, Jay. It's just the fact that, and I don't know if this is like your deep pocket of diehard wrestling fans. They're going to look at it and go, "Oh, you can't sell out a stadium, so you got to move to the Peterson Event Center." You know what I mean? Like you went from Heinz Field to the Pete. Like,
so right now, or as of the 25th, the other day, T-Mobile had 800 some tickets still available. The capacity is 13,875, and at that time they were at just a little over 13,000.
Okay, so like 90% sold out.
Yeah, close.
Yeah,
for Double or Nothing. MGM Grand only holds like 10 or 11, right? 9 to 11, I believe.
Yeah,
somewhere around that range.
Very small.
So Double or Nothing 2019 was roughly 11,000.
Yeah. So yeah, Jay, do I think they can sell out MGM Grand moving from Allegiant? Absolutely, because I think they had like 17,000 already sold for Allegiant. It's just, to me, it's just a really, really big black eye that WWE is doing this a month before, to where you have to change venues, redistribute refunds. Those people that bought those tickets already will have first crack, but there's no guarantee that they're getting into MGM Grand. Yeah. So that's going to turn people off from your product even more. It's just it's a really big black eye from a PR standpoint, looking at it outside. Will it mean anything in the immediate future? No, but to me, we've never seen this from WWE before.
True.
They've never come up short, right? This instance, they came up short. They've
had to move venues for other reasons, but yeah, never. I don't think it ever, because officially the reason was attendance.
Yeah, because I remember WrestleMania. What is it? 7 had to move.
7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always for logistics and something else.
I think Vegas too. I think Vegas had to change the venue. The 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that wasn't originally supposed to take place at Caesars. It was supposed to be somewhere else. And I believe if I remember listening to Bruce Pritchard on something the Wrestle podcast, I believe he said it was something to do with the circus and them having to change venues because the circus
was the bigger draw.
Was the bigger draw.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so they had to bump it outside the Caesars.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like, is this a pause for concern if you're WWE?
No.
Really?
Is it a pause for concern if you're an investor, though?
You should have never booked Allegiant Stadium. That's the problem.
Oh, I agree.
That's the whole issue. Anything else they would have had no problem. You should have never booked Allegiant Stadium for Money in the Bank. There's only 2 shows that can sell out Allegiant Stadium for WWE, and that's SummerSlam or that's Mania.
So to Chris's question, because I think that's the bigger one, especially with WWE being a publicly traded company, if you're an investor, do you see this and have pause given all the turmoil and people leaving and titles changing and people coming back and everything else? Does this put up a red flag for you as an investor?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I've already
because you're playing.
I've already given the company no confidence vote, but it's getting worse.
Because with those investors, you're playing with money, and that's the only thing they care about.
But yeah, you're coming off a year of record profits, but if you really look back and see why those record profits were record profits, you can tell it wasn't because the product is the hottest it's been since the 90s.
Yeah.
So,
they keep putting the spin on it, and that's the one thing they're very good at. That marketing machine of WWE is very good at putting the spin to make it look like the company is the best company. But we've seen this before with them. They have their peaks and valleys. Every company does, not just entertainment. Every company has peaks and valleys. And I think right now they're just in one of their valleys.
And I think, Jay, your initial point, I mean, that's where they went wrong. That's where the logic was flawed when they first set it up, right? You don't run that if it's not Mania or SummerSlam at a stadium.
Yeah.
Kenny said, Money in the Bank is not a big show. Whoever said it was, good idea, shit the bed, and it's on the 4th of July weekend. People go away with their families.
I didn't even think about it being 4th of July.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. There you go.
And I think that's what they were trying to get, though, was figure destination, families, whatever.
What family's going to Vegas? Yeah. It's not a
family town now.
No, it's not.
Oh, Vegas is so much more a family town than what it used to be.
Kenny, you were just in Vegas. Didn't you walk up and down the strip and get high-fived by prostitutes and everything else? Like that is not a family scenario. What are you talking about?
In the daytime, yeah. That night culture, no. No.
They're not putting the show on at 2 p.m. local daytime.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, that was my WWE take.
What did they switch it with?
What do you mean? What did they switch it with?
What they bumped it up or
What
bumped
did
it
they
back?
switch Money in the Bank with?
Well, it got bumped up to earlier in July because their SummerSlam's the end of July. So there's 2 pay-per-views.
No, it was it switched with something else altogether.
Hell in a Cell. Usually, Money in the Bank's been in June, wasn't it?
Hell in a Cell was October. It originally switched
right now. I'm talking like right now this year because usually I think Money in the Bank's June, and they're putting Hell in a Cell on in June.
I remember a pay-per-view always going on during this time. Like every time I'm on a family reunion trip, there's a pay-per-view close to the holiday. So there's a pay-per-view, but it was never a big one like Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. So if SummerSlam getting bumped up, what's in its spot now?
Nothing in August.
Oh,
so
nothing.
Okay. July and like last weekend of July is SummerSlam, and then the first week of September is the Clash of the Castle.
The Castle. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
You don't want that SummerSlam build?
They probably want that built for the Clash of the Castle.
Yeah. Yeah, and after last night's big monumental surprise partner, you know where the hell that's going.
Who was
the main event?
It was Drew.
Yeah.
Drew with New Day.
I paused my TV. I got up and I walked away.
Like, how did you? I knew from the
people were saying Big E was like, "Come on now."
Yeah, no.
Although I will give a shout out to Pat McAfee continuously referencing Drew as Big D. If he's getting that over on cable television, that's tremendous.
On network television.
Yeah, network television. Yeah.
There was all this talk of the brand split is altogether done. You're going to see Seth and Cody on SmackDown and yada yada yada. So my expectations were
something
out there. Yeah.
Somebody.
I got the Joker reveal.
No. Well, yeah, essentially you did. With regards to the brand split, Jay, they said the latest on that is that they're not going to end the brand split, but you will see more crossover talents. So you'll get the big
wild
players.
card.
You'll get the bigger name players. You'll get them interacting more on both shows with storylines and stuff. So again, it's that 50-50 seesaw teeter bullshit. Like you'll either end the brand split or don't do any crossover at all. Because to me, this isn't. It's not going to be a recipe for success. So
they treated it like what? I forget what the time frame was when they did it. When they kind of ended the brand split and they started calling it Raw Super Show. It's just like, so it was like their way of ending the brand split, but not officially ending the brand split.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all they do is just do the same shit over and over again.
There's a couple other things and quick hitters towards the end of the segment that I want to bring up for WWE this week. But anybody got anything else right now that they want to touch on WWE wise before we get into AEW, since that's the hot thing of the week?
No, I'm good.
Big show. All right. So obviously everybody knows Double or Nothing's tomorrow night in Vegas. The card is it's a loaded card.
13 matches, 12 main card, 1 pre-show announced so
that's
far.
a long ass night.
Yeah. We're definitely going right before midnight. You know that. So it's going to be from 7 to 12. You're going to get 5 hours of wrestling. We'll see if it lives up to the hype. But before we get into the card itself and run through the matches, or actually, would you guys prefer to talk about the week that was and then break down the show, or talk down the week as we break down the matches?
Talk down while we break each match.
Yeah, while we break down,
right.
each match, and
All
then
right.
we'll break it down.
Okay.
All right. So let's hit it. Chris, you can. I know you don't have it in any particular order, but
the only one that's officially in order is the buy-in. So we know this will. Right now, this is the only match. I'm hoping maybe they take a match or two off the main card and put it on the buy-in. But we got Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling.
The power of Hookhausen, the handshake heard around the world. The other one bigger was Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. Jim's so mad.
There's your T-shirt right there.
Nothing about nobody in this match interests me.
Hook doesn't do anything for you?
Maybe the premier athlete. That's about it.
I'll do that.
I like Hook. I just don't like him with the people he's around right now. Like, still let him go out and just whoop ass.
No, Kenny is not a fan of the premier athlete.
The premier athlete?
I think having Mark Sterling with him helps because to me, Tony, he hasn't changed up what he said since he came in the door. And it's the same stuff that he's been saying whenever he was in WWE NXT and on the Cruiserweight. Like, you're the premier athlete, whatever. Let's evolve a little bit.
On the Indies.
Oh, he said on the Indies.
Yeah.
On the Indies.
And we used to see him in IWC all the time. I like Tony, but
he had a guy in the crowd calling out his move. That's the premier elbow.
I forgot about that.
Maybe that's why I love Tony Nese.
If you had Mark Sterling with a Jimmy Hart megaphone yelling out, that's the premier elbow. That's the premier leg drop.
Yeah.
That's the premier tope con hilo.
That would get over. That would get over.
Yeah, it would.
That would get
That
over.
would be great.
I mean,
Tony
so
Khan,
to
I'm
Jason's
gonna
point, isn't
trademark
that the best part of
after
the
the show.
independence? You know, you
Fan
find
interaction.
somebody.
Oh, the
on
fan
independent-
interaction is great. Great.
So yeah, Hookhausen is going to win this. Let's
Of
be
course,
real.
yeah.
You know, I'm fine with Hook and Danhausen doing the little comedy bit right now. You know, that oddball tag team. It's not going to go anywhere, I don't think, like legitimate wise, but you know, it'll help continue the build for Hook. I think it was smart by putting Hook with Danhausen because for whatever reason, Danhausen is over, which you define over as is your definition, but the guy gets a crowd pop everywhere he goes. So if you want to continue to build Hook, put him with Danhausen to get some more pop. So yeah, I'll go Hookhausen.
Same.
Hookhausen.
Unless this leads to the eventual macho turn. Next match.
The handshake. Hookhausen handshake, brother.
So don't they need to bring somebody in? They need to give a manager. You got lust in them eyes.
I see the curse in your eyes, Danhausen. I see it.
All right, we'll move on to the main card. We got Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin.
Another match that should be on the kickoff show.
Just thrown together.
Yeah.
You set this up in 1 week.
Yep.
You had Kyle O'Reilly take out Sting, and now there's a match on the pay-per-view just so Darby Allin can get on the pay-per-view.
Or this could have been put on Rampage instead.
I mean, I'm fine if you have Hookhausen and Nese, and you have Allin and O'Reilly on the kickoff show. I'm solid. You're gonna get me ready to go to watch the main card. I don't need this on the main card itself. So
no,
I'll go Darby because Darby.
I'd be interested in seeing the match, but yeah, Darby.
It's going to be a clash in style, so we all know how those tend to go. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be not the best pairing.
I don't know. I kind of see shenanigans, especially with Sting not being able to travel. So there won't be anybody. There won't be anybody with Darby. So I could see Kyle picking up the win for this.
For that brief moment in time, I didn't think about Sting. I didn't think about the Elite. I didn't think about nobody. I was just thinking about the match, and you just threw shenanigans.
I'm going Darby. Kyle O'Reilly bores me.
Bores you just as a character or in ring?
In ring, I like him, but just character-wise, he's completely boring. Yeah, 100% boring. But he have to be somebody in the ring to do something for me.
I always need the people with Kyle instead of just Kyle by himself.
All right, Jay, you skipping this one too?
I said Darby.
He said Darby.
Oh, you said Darby? Okay.
All right, next one. This is another one I think that could be on the pre-show. American Top Team of Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zant versus Sammy Guevara, Frankie Kazarian, Ty Conti.
When people bitch about the booking of AEW and just the nonsense and ball drop, this is an angle that you point to. Mm-hmm. This entire angle has made no sense at all. None at all. Scorpio and Ethan were heels. Sammy was a baby. Then Ty gets involved. Sammy is now the heel with Ty. Scorpio and Ethan were babies. Dan Lambert was getting the biggest crowd pop cheer ever in Pittsburgh. Then they had Sky turn on Kazarian so they could make them heels again, only to have Sammy and Ty destroy the TNT title the following week to make them heels again. But Sammy and Ethan were still heels. And then you get the Laker title review last night on Rampage to make Scorpio an even bigger dick. I hate everything about this.
So what's Kazarian?
Kazarian's a heel now too because he destroyed the trophy case.
No. Kazarian's still a babyface. He said his motives were not, and he's not aligned with Sammy and Ty. So then why the fuck are you in the scene with them?
Well, the only babyfaces are him and Dan Lambert.
I don't know who a babyface is in this.
To me, everybody in this match is a heel. That's how I see it. I see everybody in this match is a heel. Faces don't carry. I mean, faces don't carry around lead pipes and break shit.
So the stipulation is that if American Top Team wins, Sammy and Frankie can't get a title shot. While Scorpio's the champ. So it's like
they put a stipulation on this match.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm.
Yo, they completely. The match should not be Sammy and Scorpio here at the pay-per-view. The match should be Sammy and Ty versus either Scorpio and Paige or Ethan and Paige.
Yeah.
I think Ethan.
It should have been a mixed tag match.
Yeah.
So this, I don't need Sammy and Sky again. This is WWE booking. They wrestled 900 times over the past 3 months.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm happy to see the stipulation because I hope Sammy doesn't get another shot.
And this title, oh man,
this whole storyline's just been like, okay, who cares about the TNT title right now?
Yes, the TNT title means nothing right now.
We had it with the Redeemer. The TNT title was arguably bigger than the World Heavyweight title. It was up there. It was equal. It was on par.
Yeah,
and
it's open challenge each week.
That sucker has nosedived quicker than a plane out of gas.
Yeah, it's there.
So it's rumored that like Tony Khan has things planned out far in advance. Maybe that changed, because there was that whole backlash whenever they took the title off of Scorpio so quickly. If that changed any of the direction, could that have something to do with it? Maybe they had to rewrite everything. And it's just
no, I don't believe that.
Tony has been on. He was on Busted Open. It was either Busted Open or another interview, but he admitted he got the Sammy and Ty thing wrong. He admitted it. He said people love Sammy by himself. People love Ty by himself. They're together. Put them out there. Thought that they were going to be a tremendous babyface couple.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a complete opposite. But yet he's done nothing. What'd you say, Jay?
That's how you presented them.
Well, right. You've done nothing.
Throw it in your face. If she comes out as a valet, that's cool. Don't throw it in your face like, man.
Yeah, this is my girl.
Yeah.
And it's kind of our argument against.
It ate it up.
It's kind of an argument with WWE too. Okay, that's fine if the fans interact differently, but listen to the fans to change the direction up.
And there's been nothing changed.
Yeah.
So it's completely gone off the tracks. There's no salvaging this angle.
No.
And hopefully this is the last match of it and they can all go separate ways.
I'm interested to see Paige's Progression. That's it.
Before that, I want Top Team to win. So
she's been training with Gangrel, so I am. Once she debuts, I actually want to see how she looks. But yeah, they completely missed the ball on this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Top Team.
Yeah.
I have no interest in this match. I don't care. This is going to be a get up and grab food. Hop on, answer emails. Like I don't know.
How's game 7? How's game 7 going?
Yeah. How's game 7 going? Like,
which right there. So we just went through we went through 3 matches of a 13 match card. So if you would put those 3 matches on the buy-in, that at least gives that the card's now 10 matches. So that gives a little more breathing room on the main card.
Well, there's another match on the main card that could be on the pre-show, and we'll get to it. But I'm going to get a lot of heat for it, but I don't care.
Didn't he say he didn't want to go on until after the game ended?
That's the main event.
The main event.
Yeah, so you got to load up the rest, I guess.
Yeah.
Or unless you want to do recaps and Corner's Cure commercials.
I don't think we'll get 9,000 promo packages in between each match like how WWE does. But
just give them straight matches until.
It's like that's why I see 13 matches on the card, and I just think it's like Dynamite where there's not enough room to breathe. And so is this? We'll go to the next match, Anarchy in the Arena. Is this the match they were talking about, Steve? Or
no, this wasn't.
Okay.
But
that's one match for me. That's one match for me. It is.
Yeah.
I completely have no interest in this match whatsoever. None. Like I said before, it's just a bunch of people screaming at each other, and they just added the BCC into it. I could care less about this match.
So did they not say they didn't want to do that entertainment shit? And then
well, it's
just
not
change the name of the
entertainment.
match. They give you the same.
It's not entertainment because it's not a stadium stampede. It's pro wrestling because it's Anarchy in the Arena for John Moxley.
This is his sports entertainment match.
Unless Jericho is in the middle of the ring throwing wizard fireballs like Ken and Ryu in Street Fighter, I don't want to see this match.
So we can move on.
I think it's going to be a good match.
So where are they at?
T-Mobile.
Okay.
It's
Golden
going to
Knights
be
Arena.
like a false count anywhere.
That's it.
Wrestling through the crowd. This is going to be such a cluster to try to follow. Like,
because I think they dropped the ball on this one too. Like, and I get the style of match. It's tough to do for the pay-per-view because of how they build it. But you had the chance to have William Regal go out there and say blood and guts like he would do War Games. And it's like, I just felt like that's the type of match you should have had here.
That's more of a wrestling match than a entertainment match.
But Jericho was involved in it before, so
again, the JS does nothing for me.
No.
Although I will say that the new theme song for Magic Daddy and Cool Hand slaps. It's a definite heater. They haven't played it yet, but it's a fire entrance theme. I will give them that. But this Jericho Appreciation Society has been terrible since it started.
I'm hoping that I look back on it and be like, okay, like I can appreciate this now. Like, is right so far I'm like you, I don't care at all about it.
No, I'm over this.
No, there were 2 stadium stampedes, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Were they both pre-recorded?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what do you think this goes backstage?
It's going to be everywhere.
Probably. Yeah.
It'll be everywhere.
Everywhere.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gets a pinfall out on the strip.
Stuff like that I don't want to watch when I'm live in person. I'm not paying to watch on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
I really don't care who wins or loses this match, so I'm not even going to vote on it.
That's the same. Yeah, I can care less.
That could be a cop out, and if it is, screw you. But
oh no, that's no cop out. That's real life. Just throw the BCC in there for no reason.
BCC, you know, Moxley and Daniel ain't winning.
That's the only interest I have in the match of those guys, and they were just thrown in for no reason. So
again, it's something to get everybody on the card.
Yep. All right, we'll go into the House of Black versus Death Triangle.
This match, I think, is going to be sleeper for match of the night. There's going to be some creative blown away shit in this match where you go, holy shit, they just did that.
What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Ooh.
You talk about New Day and Brawling Brutes.
Yeah, but
it's gonna be everywhere too.
I haven't seen these guys, man.
But you've never gotten the match because of injury, travel, COVID. Like they've never been able to actually pull it off to where it's.
But you feel like you got the match every week.
Right.
Yes. Right. Mm-hmm.
You've had your Joker in this match a lot too.
Yes, you did. Mm-hmm.
I mean, now that the match is finally here, like I still want to see it because, like I said, these guys they're going to come up with shit. You know, it's just like we'll touch on it later with the triple threat. But I mean, like I said, you got Phoenix, but it's going to be a banger. So
anything Phoenix is in, I'll watch.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I want to see
as far as who gets the win here, I'd like to see Death Triangle get the win. But honestly, this is a 50-50 coin flip. I can see either group winning and the other one not really being hurt by a loss.
That's why I'll go House of Black winning. Builds them up a little bit, and Death Triangle's not hurt by it.
I agree. I think House of Black's going to win. I don't think Death Triangle gets hurt by a loss, but I think storyline makes more sense for House of Black win because I think their story is going to continue to evolve over time more than what you're going to get out of Death Triangle.
Yeah, I'm with Chris. House of Black. The story's a lot better with them.
Rumor has it is that Tony Khan's going to debut a couple title belts this weekend, not counting the reinvention for Sky's Laker TNT title. But do you think we get after this match we get the introduction of trios titles, and that's what we next build into to crown the first ever trios champions in AEW?
I'll go with it. They've been talking about it so much, so just show the damn belts and get on with it. It's the truth. They talk about it so much. Just show them.
That's such a natural reaction from Donald.
I was hearing it's supposed to be the Owen Cup.
Yeah. The rumor is they're going to get 2 belts from that.
Not a cup.
No. See, I don't need any.
Well, they didn't call it the Owen Cup. They called it the Owen Hart Memorial Tournament. It wasn't the Owen Hart Memorial Cup.
Yeah.
So if you're presenting a belt, okay, it's an overdone thing to have another belt walking around, but.
See, I think that if they bring out belts on, maybe they'll bring it out this week, like on Dynamite, just to show off. But I see it being like the greatest Royal Rumble title belt over in Saudi. You're giving it to them, then it's just going to go away.
For the trios?
No, for the Owen Hart belts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they said, didn't we say that they was waiting for Kenny to come back before they introduced the trios belt?
Yeah.
But they said that Kenny's injuries are, worse and his recovery time is going to be longer. So there you go. The belts. Let's get rolling.
It makes sense if you build it up to All Out. But
So you have a tournament?
Oh, you're absolutely going to have a tournament.
That's
what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can't have a pay-per-view without a tournament leading up to it.
I mean, you could something different, which we haven't seen in how long. You could make, depending on how the quarterly specials go, you could make your quarterly special be the trios tournament itself, a la WrestleMania 4, where you have the tournament or King of the Ring all in one night and you come through it.
Interesting. Yeah.
So if they're waiting on Kenny to come back, is it a foregone conclusion they're going to be the winners?
Well, see, I mean, you can't. If you do that, then yeah.
I really don't need to see that. You can put it on somebody else, but I mean,
Right.
That's.
And then, I mean, if they give it to somebody else, at least then, when Kenny is healthy and comes back, it gives him a storyline.
It gives him something to chase. Yeah, you put him.
Jason with that Freddie Prinze booking. We wait for this man. You know what we gonna do.
All right, what's next?
All right. So speaking of the guys, the Hardys versus the Young Bucks.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate, so you can come at me on social media for this, but this match is 6 years too late. They did it before the Hardys returned to WWE back in 16 with Mania. They had the crazy ROH ladder match the night before Mania. They've done it. I don't need to see it in 2022. They built the entire thing up on BTE. They showed it 1 week on Dynamite. I don't care that it's Matt and Jeff versus the Young Bucks. That doesn't draw me in, especially this version of Matt and Jeff. I don't need it. So
if you tweet that at me as your co-signer,
I will.
We don't agree on much. We agree on that.
I don't care about this match either. Really don't care about this match. Like you said, I watched that ladder match in ROH. That's fine enough with me. I do not need it now. Do not need it ever. And with the Hardys doing the same promo on Wednesday, the same promo that they did last week. You're nothing but a Hardy cosplayers. The same promo.
You got the SmackDown Raw promo.
Yeah, I don't care.
Again, another thing that they hot-shotted and just rushed into just because, like, build this up. If this is a dream match and everybody says it's a dream match, then why not run a proper story with it?
No.
You're building it up on your YouTube show. And to me, this is the when people argue, hey, AEW only caters to their hardcore fan base, this is what I point out and go, they're absolutely right. Because if you don't watch BTE, this is just a match announced for a pay-per-view with nothing behind it.
That was going to be my argument. I think this is just for the hardcore fans. And I mean, are the casual fans really interested in it? Probably not, because maybe they don't really know who the Hardys are. You know, if you're just an average new young fan, you might not really know what the history is there.
They done nothing to explain it or set it up.
Yeah, I agree. Build it up and it'll come off better.
When y'all said stacked card, I'm guessing y'all just meant the 13 matches, because everything else has just been a.
I mean,
absolutely. There's just a lot of stuff on the show, and they've had these events before where I go into it going like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch it, blah blah blah, and then it ends up being a really good show. But...
Yeah, and this is by no means saying that this match is going to suck. Like, it's the Young Bucks and the Hardys, so it's kind of hard to have a bad match. But it's just the fact that, like, to me, this is Pacquiao and Mayweather. Whenever it should have happened 6 years, like it happened 6 years ago. I don't need it now. Like, I don't. It does. They're in completely different stages of their careers and matchup wise and everything else. Like, it just, I don't think they can pull off that magic again that they did whenever they had those battles 6 years ago. It's just, for me, it's not going to work. But I can be proven wrong, and if I am, I'll come on here next week and say, hey, here's my plate of crow. I'll eat it, but I don't really care about this match.
Where's that young talent? Where's that young talent push at in this match? Oh yeah, I forgot.
Over under one swanton from a ladder.
I'll go over because Jeff and Nick are both going to do one. They'll be simultaneous.
Okay.
They'll look at each
it's
other.
Famous for it, yes. super famous.
One will
for.
dive off the ring one way, the other one will dive off the ring the other way.
There's your booking.
Next,
I'll go Hardys.
I'm going Young Bucks.
yeah, Young Bucks Twitter bio is we've never lost a pay-per-view match, so I don't expect them to lose one now to Hardys.
All right, so actually the match that I think most people are looking forward to, MJF versus Wardlow.
This has been one of the best storylines that AEW has done in a while.
Yeah.
If you wanna look at how to build up a babyface, you can show this as one of the examples on how to build up a babyface. I have no argument in anything that they've done with this. Maybe you could have taken out a security guard beat up segment out, maybe one or two of those. But honestly, like as far as the depth of the story and what they've told, there's nothing that I would have done differently to get Wardlow to the point where as soon as he picks up MJF for the first powerbomb and that powerbomb symphony, that place is going to explode. And that's what it's all about, building up guys to the point where that crowd reaction is at a fever pitch. I hope they continue to tease it throughout the match, and then once he gets it, it's gonna explode. So I got Wardlow beating MJF and Tony Khan coming right out with the contract for Wardlow to sign as he stands at the top of the ramp.
What's the stipulation?
If Wardlow wins, then MJF he'll get out of MJF's contract and be able to sign with AEW.
And if he loses,
he's gone.
So he's still with MJF. Still under contract with MJF, and he'll be off TV for 6 months.
I'm gonna go MJF. What better way to put more heat on MJF?
Like, I wouldn't disagree with you.
Yeah, that's not bad, but Wardlow's just so hot right now.
Yeah.
I told you
TV a week or two, and that when he came back, just like the crowd was so much into it.
I gave you my fantasy booking on what I would do to build to it, and they didn't do it long enough. But I was like, I would keep Wardlow home for 90 days and just show him at home training, getting big, like just to keep him on TV. And MJF come out every week cutting a promo on Wardlow, and then have him come back. Now they shortened it to 2 weeks in the return, but still, like I said, it wouldn't have been done differently. Like Wardlow is as hot as he is right now. The one picture a fan took in the arena from Wednesday night, Wardlow was on top of the cage. It was like behind Wardlow, looking towards the front of the stage. And the shot, it's just one of those shots where you go, okay, yeah, that's a guy. Like everybody's on their feet. He's on top, hulking out, and it's just, yeah, that's a guy.
But what do you do from here?
Oh, I know.
MJF becomes champ, and then Wardlow beats him.
No, I got better booking. Wardlow wins, Punk wins, Wardlow beats Punk this Wednesday. I got him for the belt.
I can't believe you're actually giving Punk the title.
I mean, well, that does play into the storyline. If you want to take Wardlow there,
is that the Goldberg Hogan Georgia Dome?
But is Punk really hated enough to justify that?
Yeah, nobody don't care about Punk. Nobody cares. Wardlow's the hottest star.
Save the Punk talk for the main event. Okay? Jump ahead right now. I got Wardlow.
Wardlow.
MJF. Bucks and 6.
That's how many times they're gonna wrestle the Hardys.
All right, we'll go to the Women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Final. Dr. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho.
Not sure if you had this on your tournament breakdown card whenever the matchups were announced. I'm not mad at this finals matchup. I saw a lot of hate for Dr. Britt Baker DMD this week.
I did too.
A lot of hate.
Mm-hmm.
People are growing fatigued of the DMD, saying she hasn't improved in the ring. She's just at a stagnant spot right now, and people are starting to grow tired of her.
They call her
Tired
Charlotte.
of her.
Called her Charlotte.
I will say this. I like the matchup just because it's Britt and Ruby. But Ruby's promo at the end of Rampage last night, I'm all in on it now. I was not expecting that from Ruby, and she gave it to me, and I'm like, all right, I'm sold now. Let's go. Lock it up, throw it on. I'm ready.
That crowd was into Statlander.
So Statlander was put in last minute because Sheeta couldn't get back from Japan, allegedly. So they wrote her off with an injury angle, allegedly. But yeah, she said, I'm going to cash in that receipt and whoop your ass. I'm ready. Let's go. So I got Ruby. I got Ruby. To me, Ruby should have won the TBS title. I get why they put it on Jade. But let Ruby get this. And Ruby is a babyface. Spoiler alert. Ruby is a babyface over Serena Deeb as your heel women's champion. I'm not mad at that first feud there.
Ruby.
I'm going to go Ruby too.
Britt.
Oh, Britt wins this. Britt wins this, and Adam Cole wins his. Oh, you want to talk about Triple H and Stephanie coming out? Oh, boy. The hate is going to be real on the Twitter team.
Sammy and Ty.
Let's get into it. Got Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole in the men's Owen Hart tournament final.
Now, I call this the all ROH final. You could call it the all NXT final. You call the majority of that tournament the all NXT tournament.
Yes, you can.
I mean, it's Cole and Joe. Like, they're not going to have a bad match.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not. Cole's winning this because it sets him up for a future title shot.
Mm-hmm.
Joe's your ROH champion, TV title champion. He'll, get ready to go off and do ROH things. So I got Adam Cole winning this, although a lot of people kind of fell off of this tournament because they figured Cole was going to win it, and it kind of took the intrigue and the interest out of it from what I saw. So
sure,
I'll say Cole, only because Joe doesn't need it, and this is a way to have Cole get another title shot.
Cole.
Same reasons. Cole.
Yep. Cole.
So the winner gets a title shot?
Yes, future title shot.
Okay. Cool.
Caveat, I would love to see Joe win this if Punk is your winner, because then you can rehash Joe and Punk and all that history and those promos. Not that Cole and Punk won't have good promos, but Joe and Punk, with everything that they have as far as water beneath their bridge, it's a freaking tsunami. So You want to talk about mic work that'll blow people's minds? I wouldn't be mad at seeing that either.
Next match, the TBS Championship, Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay.
Damn,
this was the other match that I said could have been on the kickoff show.
Jeez.
And I know people are going to hate on me for that and come at me because it's like, this is no shade to Jade or to Anna by me saying that. It's not.
It is.
But again, here's your booking of let's just throw something together so we get everybody on the card. And you didn't build nobody up for Jade for this pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So last second, hey, let's do a rematch. Okay, well, we haven't seen Anna Jay on TV in how long? I don't think she's been on TV since she last wrestled Jade.
I was going to say, when did Ty officially go with Sammy? That was probably it.
So Anna's not the one to beat Jade for the belt.
No.
No.
especially with it just being thrown together the way that it is. So let Jade and the baddies continue to run.
I felt like there was more hype on the 30th match or the 30th win more than this.
Yeah.
Like for that, you should have saved that match for the pay-per-view.
It's all about the ratings, brother.
I'm interested to see it just to see how much each of them has improved since their last matchup, to see what they do differently. But yeah, to me, you're doing a disservice to both women because you haven't had Ann on TV and you never built anybody up to face Jade.
Mm-hmm.
Who is money? Like she calls herself money. No, Jade is money.
Could have been
Period.
Statlander. They ruined it.
And maybe it would have been Statlander, but with everything with Sheeta, they had to change up and go that way. I don't know, but
if she was gonna lose, you could have slapped anybody in that spot.
Yeah,
True.
And a J.
yeah.
Jade. Best entrance in gear of the night. Jade. I hate Brandon Phillips. I hate Brandon Phillips even more. He, plays for the Phillies. I hate him just because he plays for the Phillies. Now I hate him even more because he's married to Jade Cargill.
I liked her Mortal Kombat the last time. We'll see what she does tonight or Sunday night. All right, we'll get into the AEW World Tag Team Championship. We got Triple Threat Jurassic Express, Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, and then Keith Lee and Swerve.
This was the match of the night on Wednesday night. Like I don't think I've been that blown away by a triple threat match in a really long time. Mm-hmm. I thought the creativity in that match was fantastic. The sequences, the movesets. I thought the right guy won. I tweeted out Swerve and Starks are pictured next to it and Charisma in the dictionary. Both of those guys are tremendous future main eventers, in my opinion. So adding in the heavyweights to see what we get now with the creativity and the spots. Again, this could be match of the night from my standpoint. I think Jungle Boy will eat the pin here. Jurassic Express will lose, and Christian will turn on Jungle Boy finally.
I agree with you, but don't care.
It's time for Hobbs and Starks to get these titles. It's time for Team Taz to actually show me something, except being the stepping stools for every single legend that comes in, face legend, every single starter up. It's time for them. I got Starks and Hobbs winning.
I got him as a stepping stool for Swerve and Lee.
I wouldn't mind Starks and Hobbs winning, but yeah, I'm thinking Lee and Swerve are going to win.
The Swerve in my glory shirt, yeah, I'm going to need to cop that. That's it.
I think this will shut up the "What are you doing with Keith Lee?" talk. Put something on him.
See, I have not hated anything that they've done with Lee. I feel like this has been. I didn't want. Like, seeing him and Swerve initially, it was like, okay, we're just throwing two people together. But I really like them, too, as a tag team. Mm. And if you're not going to push either one of those guys in the main event picture right now, let them run as a tag team. They can have killer matchups with a lot of different teams. So, I said, let them go with it. I'm fine. I want Swerve and Lee to win this. Jurassic Express, to me, has had an unforgettable tag team title run.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't even remember who they even fought.
So wait, Jay, you didn't
say unforgettable.
I forget who they fought.
Did you guys not like the triple threat on Wednesday night?
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it. Oh yeah, I liked it.
You didn't watch it, Jay?
I didn't watch AEW at all this week.
Yo, go back and watch that match, for real.
Oh.
Hey, you'll be. I know you're an AEW hater, but
I'm not a hater. I just didn't watch it because I had other things to do.
That's fine. Thanks for coming prepared for the show.
Things to do, sleep.
No.
All right, up next we got the AEW Women's World Championship. Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb.
All right, this is where I have a bone to pick with the internet wrestling community. Wednesday night, I'm on the show live tweeting like we always do, and everybody and their mother, as soon as Thunder Rosa got essentially curtain called early with the music playing, people were immediately throwing up their stopwatches. 2 minutes 16 seconds, 2 minutes 18 seconds. How dare you do this to your champion? You only have her on for a 2-minute promo, blah, blah. They've done nothing with Thunder Rosa, blah, blah. Guys, she's been injured. That's why she hasn't wrestled at all during this title run. They've been booking around her injuries. Did they deserve to play the music while she was still talking? No, that was absolutely like the wrong thing to do. But at the same time, you got to book to what you can do with your talent and what their availability is. And they've been letting her heal up so she can actually go out there and wrestle on the pay-per-view. So the only way to build to the match is to do what? Have promos. Did they drop the ball the way that they built it with the promos? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be a realist and say, okay, my champ is injured. She can't be out there wrestling. She can't interact physically to get heat on the challenger. There's only one other way that you can get heat on the challenger. Promos. It didn't work in this instance. Okay. But let's not shit on AEW's booking of Thunder Rosa as champion because you feel like they've just done nothing with her. There's a reason why they haven't done nothing. She's been injured. Now, whether or not she's fully healed and can go after this, I haven't seen anything. But if Serena Deeb wins tomorrow night, that's going to be the indication that she's not healthy enough to carry on as champion. That's enough for me. I'm off my soapbox.
You're making excuses, Serena
It's
Deeb.
not an excuse. What else could you have done? Seriously, what else would you do?
Who, me?
Any one of you. What else would you do for this? Given the scenario that was laid out and what they had to work with.
At least have her show up, be visible. That's it.
And they've done that with her cutting the promos.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
If she's hurt, she's hurt. You know, they did it with not to take it back to WWE, but when Punk was hurt on his little run, remember? Yeah. They just had him come out doing promos and everything. So he didn't wrestle at all.
And I can get you. I can completely understand you being mad at the promos and the way they've presented her as being wrong. Especially when you look back at Britt being injured and what they did with her. Different story. She wasn't champ yet, but still, like, you can see that they've done it correctly in the past to get somebody to continue to be built up. But it was a lose-lose situation. There were questions on whether or not she was even going to be able to wrestle Britt whenever she won the title.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's like you guys just automatically forgot about that. Oh, she won the title, so she's going to be out there every week having open challenges and wrestling 30 minutes a night. Like, no, it was what it was. Okay, you're hurt. Let's rest up. We'll build up to a match at the next pay-per-view and go out from there. I think this will be a really good match. Them two have wrestled before and have had bangers. Mm-hmm. So I'm expecting a really good match between them two. If you didn't see any of their stuff in the NWA, go watch it.
This definitely will probably be one of the more technical women's matches in AEW.
Yeah, I think that's the case too.
Yeah.
I'm going Deeb for the win.
It's tough just not knowing, but if I'm just booking what I want to see, Thunder retains.
Deeb.
This is an instance of bad luck as far as Thunder actually winning the title and where she's at and everything else. Deeb, in ring wise, deserves to be a champion. 1000%. She's top 5 in the world wrestling in between the ropes. Can't argue that. Everything that a champion does outside of the ring with talking and everything else, that's probably the reason why she's never held a major championship in a major company. So I don't know if you can let her run with the ball and not have a mouthpiece for her.
Look how well they booked her in AEW as NWA champion. Other than what you said, it was that whole, they didn't have her talk, but man, they showcased her, and that's really what got her going, was because of how great of a talent she showed off in the ring.
I'll go.
Do you give her a mouthpiece? If she becomes champion, do you give her a mouthpiece to help her out?
I would at least have somebody with her that she can bounce off of. I don't know if I do the full like Paul Heyman 100% mouthpiece, but at least somebody that she can bounce off of and not be out there having to carry a segment with words.
You think she's better in interviews?
Yeah, I like her more in an interview segment than just here's a mic, stand in the ring and cut a promo.
So if you can give her those backstages with Shivani, maybe.
And I mean, if she does win, she can completely prove me wrong, and she can go out there and like be golden. Like you know what I mean? Who knows? Like she's never really had the ball for a company before, so. Oh man, I want to see Thunder retain because she's super over. But if she's hurt and can't be out there on a weekly basis in some capacity, then to me, you got to make the switch. Mm-hmm. So I'll go deep with an asterisk.
Okay. So that'll take us into our main event whenever it happens on the night. The AEW World Championship, Hangman Adam Page versus CM Punk. Donald's match of the night.
Before we break down the match and give predictions, did the face-to-face on Wednesday night get you invested in this match?
No, but I will say, I saw your tweet, and I think I would have had it as the main event too, to really build it up. Because I think you put that you think that should have been the final spot to really get to hype you up for the main event on Sunday.
I feel so. My thing with Wednesday night, the face-to-face, what I came away with, and I'm gonna pull the tweet up because I want to give credit to the person that tweeted it out. The story itself, Punk it's business, Hangman is personal, right? That's been the story the entire time. Hangman's promo on Wednesday night brought up a completely different aspect, right? Completely different angle. I'm not defending the title. I'm defending AEW. And when he said that, I'm like, that would have been a way better story to tell. And then I saw this tweet yesterday, which not that I forgot about it, but it hammered home the point why I thought that would be a better story of Hangman defending the company, not just the belt from CM Punk, right? So Pro Wrestling Finesse on Twitter tweeted out, when Punk won the ROH title, he turned heel and went against the company. When he won the Spinner WE title, he went against the company, but turned heel during the 434-day title run. So you win world titles in 2 other companies and you turn heel and go against the company. When he wins the AEW title, given his track record, what? Turn heel and go against the company. So Hangman defending AEW from Punk via the title, because if you're the title, you're the guy, you're the face of the company, right? Is a much better story than just, to me, it's business, to you, it's personal. And I wish we could have rewound and got that story leading into this.
How
At
do you
least
spin
a
it?
few more.
How do you spin it if you turn on AEW?
Well, that's so. You mean moving forward? How do you spin it?
If Punk's to win, what's your gripe against AEW?
So that because he said it. And listen, we know AEW when they're out there talking, there's no script, right? They're going off of what they come up with creatively. Maybe add in a few bullets, but it's not scripted to further along the storyline, right? They're out there doing it themselves to further along the story. But you threw in a new wrinkle with that statement. So now because you did it the week before the main event, I haven't even thought about how you would do that going forward. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because you're not going to come off as like a WWE guy.
No, but I think one way that you could do it is as in you held out for 7 years until you cashed in the biggest bag of money that you could get from a company, not WWE, to force your way in the door to cause an EVP to leave who was beloved, who was the face of the company, to go back to the place where you initially left 7 years ago, to run yourself to the top of the ladder to get into the title picture because you called your shot. You didn't earn a title match against Hangman. You just did the Aaron Rodgers double check and you got a title shot. And now we kind of see that whole plan unfold by Punk revealing it to us. Don't know if it would work or how, like, specifics, but just off the cuff, thinking how you could spin it forward. Like, there are some seeds there to where you can do it to where he is okay. You weren't AEW. You were never AEW. You were always CM Punk. Always about yourself.
That's what I'm thinking too. It's like if they would turn, if he would go and turn and do a heel, you could always say, "I'm CM Punk. I'm bigger than any company," and that's how he is against the company. Not that it's true, but in his mind,
But if you would have gotten that story thread leading up to the main event on tomorrow night, would you be more invested in Hangman and Punk compared to what they did?
It's hard to say. Possibly.
Will the fans be invested in Punk? Is that version of Punk?
No. They're just happy he's there. That's it.
I don't think Punk's winning tomorrow. If this was all out in Chicago, then I think it'd be a completely different story. Like, okay, you got Punk in Chicago, there's a good chance. But yeah, I don't think it makes sense for him to take the title.
If Hangman wins tomorrow night, what does that do as far as his title reign compared to the other title reigns? Does he surpass an Omega? Does he surpass a Moxley? Does he surpass Jericho? Because if you look at the people he's beaten since he's had the belt, that's a hefty list of top tier Hall of Fame talent that are 5-star matches, to where you got to go, okay, like, him beating Punk in a classic tomorrow night, to me, cements Hangman as the guy.
Number 4.
Number 4?
Number 4 on the list of champions.
So him beating Punk in a classic does not put him above any of those other 3 guys as far as title runs.
It's all about the moments. It's not about who you beat.
Man, I wonder who said that.
It's all about the
But if you look at the moments he's created with the matchups that he's won, there's moments there. It's not just all wins.
What moments? They all blend together. It's a death match.
I mean, he had a moment with him and Danielson. He had 2 moments with Danielson, both matches.
Definitely the one in New York.
Well,
Him and Cole. I mean, him and Cole. As much as I hated that match with all the finishers that got jobbed out, but him and Cole was a hell of a match. You know, and him beating CM Punk and standing over Punk, holding up the title. That's not a moment.
That's a moment.
Crowd chanting cowboy shit behind it.
No, that's a moment.
That may be
That's
one
a moment.
No, that's a moment, boy.
But,
That's a shove on the throat right there.
I mean, you can't go from the bland title run that your own fan base called bland to beating Punk to being, oh, you're the top guy, you're number 1 of 4. No, you're still number 4.
And to your point there, Jason, because I'll be one to sit there and say that I felt like overall Hangman's title run has felt lackluster. But when you do go back and look at the matches he's had some incredible matches at the same time. So it's just back. Like it's such a weird, it's such a hard way to describe his title run.
We're wrestling fans. Who wants to go back and describe?
But just as many matches as he's had and as many matches as I've enjoyed since he's became champion, even his build up to become champion, it's like there's still something off about it to me. And it's so hard to describe that because if I've enjoyed it, why do I feel it's lackluster at the same time?
So Jay, you said
I love Jay,
yeah,
and you said we're wrestling fans. Well, the wrestling in his matches has been outstanding as champ. So again, to tie into both your points, what you just said, each of you, it's like, why do people feel like it's not been a strong title run for him, man?
You know what
because
they want.
The wrestling has been fantastic.
You know what they want? The entertainment.
And is that it? Maybe he's not coming out. You know, he's not doing that every week. It's so weird.
It is.
Who you got?
Hangman.
Who you got? Hangman or Punk? Let's go. Moment of truth. Who you got?
Hangman.
I would love Hangman to win. I would love to, but AEW is going to give what the fans want, what they clamor for, what they for. So Punk is going to win.
And there's our clip of the week.
I thought the clip of the week was going to be the intro talking about Donald getting bumble burned, but he might have just one up himself there.
That's all they want. That's all they wanted for 7 years. That's all Punk wants and everything. It's just another there's just another legend that's going to get a title that he don't deserve. And we're all about, we want the future and all that stuff. There you go. Another WWE guy crashing the future.
Donald's those people on the internet that
why you gotta be WWE?
Like, see, I told you so.
What would if Cole won? Would it be a WWE crash in the future? He is the future.
Cole never made it to the main roster. Cole never made it to the main roster.
Yeah, get that shot in there.
I mean, Hangman wins tomorrow, Donald. You cool with that?
Oh, I'm definitely cool with that, but it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen.
I'll go with Punk. Ah, God, those words coming out of my mouth just don't even sound right.
It's what they want.
2-2.
All right. Well, with that being said, Donald looks like he needs a drink after this, so let's get into the drink of the week.
Chug, 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 chug.
All right, this week's drink of the week in the spring/summer tour of 2022, we have 1911's Light Up the Night Black Cherry Hard Cider.
I've been
so
looking
for all you
this.
people all you people say we don't do ciders and all we do is beer, there you go. 6.9% alcohol by volume. Jason does not like the smell.
It's not the smell, man. It's not the smell. It's just the iron brew. We want change, not iron brew.
Can't really tell the color too much on there, but got
Got a
that
little-
rosé look to it.
Yeah, got that little rosé look.
I don't mind the smell.
Yeah,
Chris has a fancy drinking glass, so to counteract that, I'm coming in with a red Solo cup each week. So each week I will be drinking out of a red Solo cup to taste the beer.
I normally finish the show with soda. I'm gonna finish it with this.
Yo, you know what this is to me? This is a Black Cherry Mystic. And those of you that are old enough to remember
Mystic, wow.
Those of you that are old enough to remember Mystics that look like you were drinking wine coolers whenever you were 8 years old, that's exactly what this is. And I am 1,000% behind this.
And it's gluten free.
This made me hate it.
And it's 7% alcohol. Like these,
Man, this is perfect.
Wow. Okay.
Black Cherry Mystic. There you go. That's your equivalent, and it is delicious.
There's another black cherry cider out there. I think it's Mackenzie's. I really like that. So I kind of want to. Me personally, I think I'm going to compare. I'd like to get both of these and compare them side by side, see which one I like more.
In 1911, they did have other flavors besides the black cherry. So if you see that out and about, I'm definitely going to go back and circle around and pick up the other flavors that were there for sure.
You said 1911. I was thinking a year. I was like, okay, really? They had black cherry hard cider back then? I didn't realize it was
brand.
I didn't realize it was the brand.
I think it's 1911 established. Is it Beacon Skiff? Is that what's on there?
Back when they just had seltzer.
It's a cool can though. I like the design.
Cool can.
Arbor Mist I had once. Arbor Mist. Ugh. That's
still make
it. You still make it?
Mm-hmm.
Again, we've been on a really solid run of spring and summer beer tour here. We have not missed.
Spring beer's been good.
Yeah. So definitely scoop this up. I'm going 4.25.
Yeah, going solid 4.
Going 4.
I'll go 4.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
That's good.
Out and about, pick up the 1911.
What was the other one that we had? Didn't we do a 1911 before?
No, we didn't do it. We didn't do one from them. This is the first one we had from them.
The
the other one was we had the Knockin' Noggin was the apple.
That was that.
Knockin' Noggin.
Yeah, if you see that out and about, definitely scoop that up. So here you go. Cheers to that. This week in sports, don't really have a whole lot. We still got the NHL and NBA playoffs going on. The Heat tied it up last night, 3-3, going back to Miami for Sunday, Game 7. They'll face the Warriors in the championship for the NBA Finals. NHL playoffs are still going strong. Those NHL playoffs have been the most entertaining thing so far. The NBA games have been terrible except for last night's game. Last night's game was the first really good, close game down the stretch that had me invested for all 4 quarters. And then for me, last year, I said the College Women World Series softball was the most entertaining thing that I watched in a really long time. And I've been watching the regionals and now the super regionals last night. So I'm getting ready for my Women's College Softball World Series to come back in. They kick off noon on June 2nd is the first game of the College World Series. So get ready to tune in and watch that.
Only thing sports I have is Monday Night Football. You know how like some of the games been terrible the last couple of seasons. Well, they're actually getting flex scheduling this year too. So between weeks 15 and weeks 18, they're getting flex schedule.
Also. It goes into effect next year, not this year.
Oh, next year? Okay.
Next year. Yeah,
right.
Next year.
What does that mean? That the games could change?
So like Sunday night, you can down the last couple of weeks of the Sunday night football, they can flex a game in and out, so they can change whatever the original Sunday night game was for one that's going to draw better ratings because of the matchup and what the teams have been played for, instead of getting Jacksonville versus Detroit on a Sunday. We got cut.
Something happened with Chris's head.
Oh, this guy.
Oh, there's 2 Steves and 2 Dawns, and
are we still live?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're still rolling. So go ahead.
Terrible show. This guy gets a little hard cider in himself and can't control the show anymore. He's not even logged back on yet.
They're lucky I got the controls on this end too. It was like, what the heck happened? Chris didn't pay the bill.
Can't give you anything over 5% alcohol, Chris.
It was something on StreamYard's end.
StreamYard?
It went to.
Look at you, you're all faded.
It just said something went wrong. You need to try again.
Okay.
So we have no idea if we're. I mean, obviously
we're still live.
It's still saying it's live. So I don't know what happened there.
So we're all seeing 7 screens.
That was StreamYard's way of wrapping up this week in sports. This segment sucks. Move on to the
next. Chris, how many people on your screen?
I'm just seeing the normal screen here.
I'm seeing the normal screen.
I'm seeing 5 screens.
5?
I'm seeing 7 screans.
All right, it's Braddock's fault.
Steve is loading, Donald's loading, Chris is loading. But I still see you guys too.
What?
Why don't you go out and come back in?
Yeah, what type of Matrix stuff you got going on right now?
Also in sports, when we cut, football is NFL is king. The Sugar Bowl is moving from its normal New Year's Day to December 31st to not interfere with NFL.
And the Rose Bowl was going to be on before Monday Night
Football. Ooh, they got all them going against the NFL.
So,
football gonna be serious this year.
Yeah, but Chris, back before we got cut off, Monday Night Now can flex a game and switch it out. I don't know how that's going to work because it's a day later.
Yeah,
Sunday you can make that change and adjustment, and it sucks for the players because you go from a 1 or a 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock down to a 1 or a 4. But Monday, if you got to account for travel and everything else, like you're going to have to know pretty much as soon as the game ends on Monday night who's going to be the flex. So
I would think you'd at least want to decide that by like Thursday night.
Logistics wise, we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, that's going to have to be like a 2 weeks notice or something, because that is a lot of logistics. And like you said, players resting and all that stuff, like getting them ready. Yeah,
I mean, I get it. You know, the cash grab is real, and all the money that these companies and networks are shelling out for the NFL. But to me, at some point, if we're talking about player safety and all that, Thursday night games were a bit much, but they're never going away. And now you flex on a Monday. So what, I could play Monday night and then be flexed again the following Monday, depending on my matchup.
Yep.
Like, I'm going to be real interested to see how it works.
Yeah,
honestly, because I know in the beginning the flex on Sunday was a big no, right?
Yeah,
teams hated getting flexed. But it's been so many years that it's just kind of a part of the game. And nobody talks about it anymore.
Yeah.
But for creatures of habit and that are fine-tuned athletes and rest, recovery, and everything else from the car crash that they were in the week before, which is the NFL, to have them flex, I don't know. It'll be interesting and see how it plays out. So, anybody got anything else?
Nah.
All right, let's get into one gotta go. Hey, what if for our clip of the week we just put up the us getting kicked off StreamYard?
We have so many clips this week.
All right, so this week's one gotta go. My son graduated high school last night, so I went with senior year. I don't want to say traditions, but things associated with senior year of high school, right? In lieu of all the graduates, they'll be graduating around the country this year. So for this week's one gotta go, we have senior prom, the graduation ceremony itself, the senior dinner dance, and senior yearbook signing. Which one of these gotta go? And before you start voting, caveat: my son's yearbooks will not get distributed out until October of next year. So they didn't even get to sign yearbooks because they wanted to include something. I don't know if it was from the graduation last night or something, but so they didn't even get the chance to sign yearbooks.
Yeah,
wow,
that defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah, that's like tradition.
Yeah, I mean,
you got 11th grade.
Yeah, the seniors won't ever have that chance.
Yeah.
Bring it to their 10-year reunion.
With this list, I'll go senior dinner dance got to go. It's just a low budget form of the senior prom.
Oh, see, senior dinner dance for me was more fun because it was just my class of seniors. You still had the music, you still had the dancing, and they had raffles and giveaways. Like senior dinner dance was more enjoyable than senior prom because it was just your class.
Mm-hmm. I went to junior prom, but I didn't go to my senior prom because I wanted to do the dinner dance instead of the prom.
I didn't even know it was a dinner dance.
All right, so Donald's getting rid of senior dinner dance. Jay, what you got?
I don't know. I ain't go to prom. I ain't go to senior dinner dance. Honestly, I can care less about the yearbook signing. They all can go. I'm gonna go with senior prom. They can go. It's too overhyped.
That would have been my second.
Okay.
All that money for one night, not worth it.
I agree. I think sometimes the prom is just way more overhyped than what it is in school. I get it. It's a big moment, growing up, but I think in school we had so many freaking dances.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's just like by the time you got to prom, it's like, do I really want to go to another one? I'd probably say prom can go.
Wow, I was not expecting prom to be the one getting voted off the list the most so far.
Looking at 3 guys that didn't go.
Hence why we're married with single friends, right? I really don't know. You know what? I'll go with the yearbook signing. To me, the yearbook signing was like social media before social media, where everybody wrote like a nice positive message to each other, like, "Hey, can't wait to keep in touch. KIT, keep in touch. Here's my number.
Mm-hmm.
You were an amazing friend. Best of luck to you." And it was just like, all right, are we all gonna pull this fake bullshit out like every single like? Got to the point where I was just signing my name and people's stuff towards the end. Like,
now look at you on social media.
We've interacted 3 times in high school, dude. Here's my signature. If I see you, I see you. Like
now you're on Facebook, keeping in touch. Look at that.
That is real.
I mean,
that is true.
Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, like those have like kind of replaced what the yearbook used to mean, right? Because the yearbook, it was the only way to, you know what I mean? Like think back and remember those friends or remember those people and times and everything. And now you wake up daily and you can still reach out to anybody you want from high school. So for that, I'll get rid of the yearbook signing.
I don't know. Can I sign your yearbook? Can I sign your yearbook? Kind of felt a little different. Now, will you sign my yearbook? That's a little Friend will question.
So it was the
if somebody
posing
asks
of
you,
the question.
you feel like somebody, you feel a little important.
It's like
you
me and
ask
Steve.
somebody else that's like requesting somebody on Facebook. Like,
It's like me and Steve got the 20-year reunion coming up, and it's like I remember when the 10-year was happening, and people I would talk to about it's like Facebook has not only has changed the yearbook, but has changed the reunion game. I think because you stay so. Yes, you might not talk to everybody on Facebook, but you know what's going on more in their life than what you used to. So it's like you don't need that reunion to really catch up with people.
I went on and had a blast. I never would have hung out. I never would have hang out with, but I haven't hung out previously before. I had a blast.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll go to I didn't go to my 10-year, the 20-year. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, I haven't decided yet either.
I'll keep in touch with you, but guess what? High school's in the past. It's in the past.
No, I'm mad. The only way we can buy tickets to this reunion is through Cash App or Venmo. Like, what about people that don't have Cash App and Venmo? That's the only way I can purchase a ticket.
Your kids can send in the money for you.
Like, that's the only way to purchase a ticket. Like, Briskin and Gabrielle, like, y'all got. Can we get a ticket purchase without sending it via Venmo or Cash App for people that don't have it? Just
maybe
a question.
Step into 2020.
Not saying that I have, that I don't have Cash App or Venmo. I don't, but still, like.
One thing about that 20 is so much time has changed, and you just seen a lot of. I mean, so much has changed. Somebody says went on in the past few years that. You done deleted people from Facebook over their the stances and.
Well, does that bring?
It was different.
You brought up how social media changed the reunion, but does that make for the awkward?
Yes,
why'd you delete me from the? It's like, you kicked me out of my top 5 on MySpace. Like, what are you doing? Like,
oh yeah,
not in the T-Mobile top 5 no more. But yet we're going to high five each other at the class reunion.
Definitely,
maybe there's awkward stuff there.
Yeah, there have been some battles on Facebook that I seen. It was like, whoa, man.
There
never knew.
You might just want to go for the showdowns.
you get that
Let me get that on TikTok. Let me get that on TikTok.
Yeah, you got the Al Bundy stretch across the goal line play with Utah Jones in the hallway.
Oh yeah, did we have results from last week?
Last week, for travel transportation, the bus got to go.
Specifically Greyhound. Pretty sure that was the reason.
Yeah.
All right, final thoughts.
All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to episode 88 of the Dumb Marks Podcast. Make sure you head over to all our social media pages at Dumb Marks Pod. Like, follow, subscribe. This week we added a new one. Head over to our TikTok at Dumb Marks Pod. We'll be posting some more content over there in the coming weeks.
Don't say we.
We're gonna get that soda challenge on there for you.
Yeah, that was a good challenge. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, head over to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/dumbmarkspod. Follow, subscribe, as well as our YouTube channel. Remember that our audio-only edition of the podcast is available every Monday on all your favorite podcast platforms. And head over to dumbmarkspod.com for all the links and more.
Yep, and prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod, 20% off right now through Monday. So go on, cop a shirt, and support the show. We'll give you a live shout out on air. We are working on some future designs and new merch, so that'll be up here shortly in the coming months.
Got a shout out there.
Yeah, shout out. I spelled my name wrong. Jagoff's known me since I was 5 years old and spelled my name wrong. All right. With that being said, we'll get into final thoughts. G, you didn't deserve that shot. But let's spell the name right. Come on, bro. It's a V in there, not a PH. Let's go. With that being said, to kind of put a bow on the Mental Health Awareness Month, again, shout out to everybody that's participated and brought awareness over the past month. I'll leave you guys with this. Reset, restart, refocus as many times as you need to. Forgive your younger self. Believe in your current self. Create your future self. And with that, I'm a Mark, you're a Mark, telemark. Y'all can catch us around the way.